It's only love.
Welcome back, people of YouTube. Felixman returns, and as promised, here is something completely different. Instead of Gundams, today we'll be looking at Revoltech Evangelion Units 01 and 02, the new movie editions. And right off the bat, I should tell you that I don't like these things very much. In fact, Revoltech and I've only got 3, these are 2 of them, do not get along. I appreciate what they were going for, you know, inexpensive releases of popular robots that anybody can afford to collect, but I'd much rather drop a little extra or something to get something that doesn't feel like it's going to come apart when I sneeze. The paint jobs, these are special editions or something like that. I can't remember, I bought them a while ago and I didn't pay much attention, but they've both got rather lustrous paint jobs, especially the purple on Unit 1 is a bit of a metallic sheen. The paint details are pretty good for their size. You know, can't get much better than that, unless you got a Robot Damacy out here. Those are fantastic, but sadly I don't own any. The problems come in with sculpt. First of all, just set them back a little bit. They're a little too skinny. Evangelions are supposed to be small in the waist. They got that. Long limbs, slender. The chests seem a bit too narrow, if you ask me. It's almost like they don't waste their energy with the rib cage, just a spinal column. That doesn't seem quite right. Unit 2 has fewer problems in my opinion. Even the head sculpt is actually quite nice. See if I can get the camera to behave itself. I like the 4 eyes. I like the little crest up here on top. So yeah, no real complaints on Unit 2's sculpt and paint job. It looks fantastic. I like the way the Unit 2 looks, at least. Our problem is when we get to Unit 1. And yeah, there's something downright goofy in its head sculpt. It looks a little ridiculous, you know. I mean, even the opening mouth gimmick is somehow more silly than intimidating. Now I'm reviewing these guys together because honestly, except for their heads and chests, physically they're the exact same robot. I mean, they're Evangelions, they're both built the same. Which means that they've got pretty much the same articulation. You see him, we got up and down, but up and down at the neck, so you can do a full chicken here. He's supposed to be able to rotate, but because of the shape of this back of his skull, see this little thing, it gets in the way. Unit 2's head rotates. Unit 1's not so much. Unit 2, you get kind of this weird head cocking motion, just rotating it on the peg. Shoulders rotate on a revolve joint. These are attached, the shoulder pylons are attached to the backpack, so you can always swing them out of the way and then move the arm however you want. The arm goes way up. Kind of a double bend. Well, actually, it's just a single joint, so only a single bend there. The wrists, okay, check this. That is a very smooth arm. Very smooth. It's actually it's about the only plus this has over another figure I plan to show off and review later. But extremely smooth, leading to the elbow, to the arm, to the wrist, into the fist. The problem is that to get this smooth line, the fist doesn't peg on and then have a Revoltech joint. It's just pegged in at an angle, which means that this is our wrist articulation. That does not look natural. That does not look right. That does not make you unhappy. It also very much limits what you can do with the hands because they can really only be like that. Up here in the waist and torso, you got great big bend forward and a little bit back. Much farther than that, it feels like it's going to break. The plastic is starting to rub against itself. Side to side, not really. I don't feel a joint going. Legs, we got this kind of, instead of being a Revoltech joint in here, what we've got instead is like cut joint, so it cuts up at this funky ass angle like he's trying to take a leak, and we got another rotation down there to the knee, and we got proper double bend here. And then we get down here to the ankle, and the ankles swivel forward and back and side to side, and this toe flops up and down. It's supposed to be for, you know, extra realism and posability, but really it's just such a floppy mess. And look, I know Revoltechs are supposed to be popular because of how posable they are, but they've got all these joints and very few of them work properly together. It's fighting itself, and you very rarely get to do anything natural. I don't know, maybe it's just my inexperience. Maybe better Revoltech owners can get these things to look relaxed and ready to go, but I even have trouble getting with the stand. And of course, you know, to fight that, both of them come with the exact same stand, and you jack it into its body somehow. I think it might be up here. No, that's where you plug in the cable. Where does one put a stand on these things? I mean, they could stand on the stand. There's a hole in the foot. We'll get back to this in a minute. Hold on. Alright. I just spent some time fiddling with this off screen, and for the life of me, I can't even figure out how the Revoltech joint works. Well, the stand, I mean. There's only one hole back here. You should be able to see it right there. But that is for its umbilical cable. Revoltech joint from the stand wouldn't even fit. And I don't see one up in his butt. So honestly, I don't even know how you get this guy up on a stand. So we'll count that as another knock against it. So, what we have here are reasonably paint jobbed figures that have trouble standing on their own. Whoop-de-doo. I don't see why these things are so popular. Maybe it's the accessories, but we'll find out in part 2, which I'm trying to cut into smaller pieces so that you guys don't go nuts. So I'll be right back. Part 2, accessories. We can continue talking about how much I don't like these things. See you in a minute.